Yeah, it is.
Load it.
See,
Everybody wants to hear
everybody
this
does.
song on a Friday.
This loud too. We're not even live.
Oh yeah, we are. We probably are.
We probably are. We usually are.
Hey,
Hey,
well,
actually, we are.
it wouldn't be the first time somebody's all in Facebook on the guys are live.
Oh my god. All right, all you censors out there, come and get us. Oh goodness. Happy New Year, world. My name's Rick. There's my friend named Matt. What's
Hey,
going on,
hey,
buddy?
Matt Kirkland, Lincoln, Nebraska. Hello, and who are you again?
My name is Rich Hayden, and I am just outside of Washington, D.C., on the Virginia side of the Potomac River. What's up?
Our nation's capital.
That's right.
Rich,
Uh,
happy New Year, buddy. Great to do like a show with you
Happy
in
New Year to
2025.
you. Yeah, man. So did a little bit of quick, oh my gosh, kind of math. And while it hasn't been like a consistent timeline, we've been at this. We're going into um I think 2018 was the year that we first
Our
did this. The
first time we did this. Wow,
summer of 18, was it?
that's great.
It might have been summer 17, in which case that would say that we're approaching 8 years.
8 years,
And we've got six
man.
episodes. I'm
And we've
kidding.
been, how long have we been friends? For
Oh,
40,
ooh, whoa,
40
yeah.
years?
So, well,
Yeah.
40-year
In
reunion comes
1883,
up. I call it 10th grade, right?
41
When
years.
you came over to East. So
But we would have met in ninth grade.
ninth grade football, right?
Football. Yeah.
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 So that at what
1983,
43 years,
1982, fall of 82,
40,
maybe.
43 years
Hey,
coming up.
hey, buddy.
We're youngsters. We're
Yeah.
just little kids
I
still.
was at the gym this morning and this dude's like, who's at least 20 years younger than me, like, just getting this getting old thing, at the gym, like my shoulders hurt. And I was like, fuck you. Like, and he left, and I said to the other dude that was in there, I'm like, I
Yeah.
love it when a guy 20 years younger than me talks about getting old. I
Yeah,
was like, give me a break, my
you punk ass little bitch.
man. Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way, we're starting off the year. We really don't care if we swear today. I mean,
Uh,
we'll keep it PG-13 for sure. But we were talking before we got on. It's like, get out of your own effing way.
get out of your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
love it.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, buddy.
This is going to be an interesting trip around the Fireball this
Yeah, it
year,
is.
I
This
think.
year's gonna be fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited, but every day is New Year's Day, right? It's just this
Yeah.
time of year gives us the chance to like make it New Year's Day. But at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, every day is New Year's Day.
Yep.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
Wake
so
up, put your feet on the floor, be thankful to be alive, get after it, you know?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So since we last talked, which was just before Christmas,
Mm.
our hometown team, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, completed their first bowl game in a very long time, first winning
Yeah.
season since
Got a victory.
2016. So, we're like, we should have been in the playoff if we went by SEC rules, right?
Looked good for 3 quarters.
Yeah. And
No,
then
I was
didn't.
happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy for Coach Rule and the
Hmm.
guys, and especially some of those seniors that actually stuck around. I mean, how many are there going to be any football teams that have seniors anymore? If they are, that's going to be their third team, the way
I don't
college
think so. I
football has
think what
changed
we
so much.
lose, yeah, I think what we lose, and it's NIL isn't really the thing anymore. That was like it's part of it, but since the settlement, it's ultimately it's revenue share, right? So that
Mhm.
just means that the schools that make a lot of money off of football and
Mhm.
basketball, and look, I am the biggest supporter of every Title IX sport. I coach a Title IX sport. There you go. So, but in reality, it's you know, a lot of these college players in both basketball, men's and appropriately now women's,
Mhm.
um, and in football are earning more than a guaranteed rookie salary or a guaranteed veteran salary
Wow. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
NFL or in the NBA. It's like it's just dumb.
Right.
Um, and that's why you see in basketball, coaches like Jim Larinaga at Miami or Tony Bennett at UVA just being like, I was like, I can't do this.
Right.
Like I'm recruiting my own locker room every week.
Right.
So anyway, to your point, it's going to be really, really interesting. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of seniors around in the next
No.
2 years for sure.
Yeah. And if they are, it's
Much,
going to be their third team, or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
as much shade as I will throw toward Boulder, which is just ingrained in us from the time we're
Right.
little kids. At least it used to be,
Yeah.
right? Is I give props to Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders and
Hmm.
and even Shiloh for playing in that bowl game. Right.
Right.
There are
Yeah.
plenty of, I mean, look at Cam Ward at Miami. It's like, oh, I got my stats, and at halftime I'm out.
Right. Gosh.
What?
Yeah. 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 Uh,
You're a
uh,
real team guy.
yeah,
And then
for
they went and they
sure.
lost the game. Go Iowa State
Yeah.
Cyclones.
Yep. Exactly. And I guarantee you, buddy, that was not a surprise to his teammates. You know what I
No.
mean? It's not like your
Yeah.
character gets revealed in one half of, those guys have been hanging around with them. They,
Yeah.
you kind of knew who was going to play and who was going to
Oh,
take
for
care
sure.
of take care of me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But
So,
super stoked for the direction of our team.
yeah,
Um,
me too.
yeah.
Me
And
too.
since last time we talked, I went to that Commanders Eagles game.
Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, I will give you crap for not sticking around and
We had to
seeing
get people to an airport.
the comeback. Yeah. I'm like, tell me you stayed and watched that whole game. By
You
the
texted
way,
me that, and I just got that tall.
yeah, Rich's Commanders had a nice comeback victory over my Birds,
It
and
was
uh,
crazy.
and he was there, so I knew he was there, and we texted a couple times, and I was like, "Tell me you stayed till the end." He's like, "Oh no, we didn't. We had to leave. Had to take
Uh,
somebody to the airport. What a bummer, because that would have been a
uh,
beauty to stick around for."
yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
then last weekend on Sunday night, the Commanders again, another crazy, crazy finish.
yeah,
Jaden
they're
Daniels,
good.
what a yeah,
Yeah, there's one of those teams that no one's going to want to play,
right.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're 3 days into it. Have you
yeah.
reached all your goals for 2025 yet, Matt?
I've had a closing and working on a new listing. So I know things are off just like, normal. I'm working away. I had a really good phone call with one of my investor clients last night. I'm excited about 2025. I really am.
Good.
Um, I'm hopeful that the market will have a little turnaround. Even though I've been telling a lot of people, like, if you hear a realtor complaining right now, they haven't been around very long, because we had
Yeah.
an unprecedented 8-year run, or I don't know how many years, and then we've
Yeah.
had, 18-month kind of downturn, and everybody's like, it's the end of the world, like,
Right.
you know, um, so don't feel sorry for us
Yeah.
right now, but it was a little bit of a rough year at the end of 2023, second half of 2023 and 2024, but like any other industry, the cream rises to the top, right? I mean, I'm thankful for my years of experience and hard work and building up clientele. And it would have
Yeah.
been a tough year to be like, hey, I just got my license in February. I'm going to make my mark in this industry in kind of a down market. That would have been
Yeah.
tough. So I'm
Did you
thankful that
guys
I've been
finish?
around a little while.
Yeah. Did you guys finish? And you can say pass, up, down, or sideways from 2023.
We have our right after this, my man. Why I have the hard stop today is we're doing our fourth quarter meeting, and I'll
Okay.
kind of know how we ended up the year. We were all year long, we were right at our goals, and I kept telling that in our sales meeting, I'm like, we are doing really good considering
Yeah.
this is kind of a down market, and a lot of people are really struggling right now. So our little firm has done really well. We just surpassed $150,000 in donations back to our community since
I'd
we
say you're up
started.
then.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean, by
a team
any
of
any
less than
reasonable
12
measure.
agents, and we've
Yeah.
made that kind of impact in our community. And we're incredibly proud about that. We're getting ready to I'm going to be sending out kind of some postcards that announce that to
Right.
our clients and friends. It's like, hey, thank you for supporting us. Look what we did.
Yeah.
100, you're helping us make an impact in the community, which is really cool. And you think about 150, it's not that much, I mean,
Says who?
yeah, exactly. It depends on how you look at it, I mean, we're not making the impact that, a big Amazon or, one of the big banks could make. But for a little group of just less than a dozen people, I think I'm real proud of what we've done.
That is a ton of money to have contributed back and put back into your community in ways
Hmm.
that, not only are they, they're as either of your choosing or as directed by your clients, if I recall.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Most of the time, our clients, yeah, once in a while, somebody will just say, I don't, you pick. But most of the
So
time, our clients have somebody they want to, help out, which is great.
yeah. So that money is like direct impact as opposed to we gave to United Way or, which is
Right.
valuable and valid, right? But I mean, you're like truly straight at it
Yep.
where it matters. And that's huge. That's
We want
huge.
it to be local, right? At the very minimum, state of Nebraska.
Yeah.
But we definitely try to keep it local here in Lincoln or our agents in Omaha, in the
Right.
Omaha Metro,
Right.
so it's been fun. It's been fun.
That's super cool.
I know
You
you've
know,
been doing well, buddy. You were telling me you had a big meeting recently. I know things are going good. You've got to be excited for 2025 too, I bet.
yeah. So 23 was a tough year for the mortgage side of the industry without question.
Hmm.
I mean, you're talking about probably easily a 40 to 50% reduction in volume just with
Mm.
rates doing what they did.
Wow.
And I was 23 when rates weren't horrible, right? We spiked in
Hmm.
October of 23. We were up to 8 and change for an interest rate.
Right.
But here's the thing, right? Since that time, we've kind of consistently been in the mid to upper sixes. So we only had a small dip for a short period of time. 23 actually had rates lower than that for the early part of the year.
Right.
And as is the behavior of the market, everybody was greedy at that point. They're, I'm not going to, buy now. I'm going to wait till things go lower. It's like, well, then you get kicked in the face. And it's like, well, how'd that plan work out?
Right.
And interestingly, values continued to go up in our area anyway, which
Right.
is the East Coast and really the Mid Atlantic. I can't speak for the entirety of the East Coast, but the Mid Atlantic has been healthy and strong and looks to continue to
Hmm.
be. So 24 was while I would say it was an inconsistent year, it was on a units, which is how many families did we help, and then also a dollar volume, which is how big were those loans. It was better than 23, but it felt a whole lot like we were in the spin cycle for a good chunk of that time.
Sure.
Um, and yeah, I did have a really interesting kind of strategy talk with some forward thinking leaders at one of our major brokerages here in the Mid Atlantic, and they've got some pretty good designs on their future, and they expanded all the way through 2024, and while they may have seen a 25% drop in volume in one regard, they saw a probably a 30% increase in volume in a different regard because of their efforts in agent retention and in recruiting. I mean, this is a good size organization.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, you were saying.
I think it's really important. No matter, like, I don't care if you work at UPS and like you're the box guy,
Hmm.
or if you work at UPS and you're the head of logistics. I think it's important for whatever you are and what you're doing, whether you um, have an opportunity or not to gain for yourself. It's important to put yourself in conversations where big ideas are being talked about,
Right.
right? And that's really what yesterday was about. It wasn't about, hey, what can I get out of these guys? It was more like, hey,
Right.
let's brainstorm on what next year looks like, and hopefully I can bring you some value, right,
Absolutely.
about my
Yep.
point of view. And I got some nuggets for myself that had will have nothing to do um, with these super cool people. So that's the whole idea of masterminding, right?
Right.
Um,
Yep.
I think you gotta, if you're the box guy at UPS, you got to go talk to the tape guy and be like, hey man, what's the best way to tape this thing, right?
Yep.
Or you got to talk
Absolutely.
to the logistics guy and it's like, how do I get out of being the box guy,
That's a
right?
total, like just a good reminder for all of our people that are in sales and business development
Yeah.
out there. I've been thinking about the same thing as I try to network, and I feel like networking and relationships is one of my strengths. And it's like,
Okay.
I always try to ask. the people I'm talking to, how can I help you? You know, what are you looking for right now? What do
Right.
you need that you're missing? You know, because that's where I can come in maybe and help them fill that and find what they're looking for. You know, I'm looking for, but if you're just going in like, hey, I sell, you know, I sell widgets, you know, and they're
Yeah.
only 6 cents a piece, you know, they might not need any extra widgets right now, right? So what do you need? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
How can I help you? And that'll change your career, you
Yeah.
know. I was scooching
Lead
over
with
here
a
because I wanted to look at stats real quick, but
yeah. What do you got?
Lincoln up 5.9%, our average sale price in the last year. So sale prices are
Yeah.
going up here. You know, it's been strong here.
So you're
Values
pushing
are up.
6%
Hmm.
for
Over,
year over year
yep.
value,
Right.
right?
That's the average sale price. And that's through the end of November. They came out in December. We haven't gotten the end of the year stats yet, but we
And
will, you
that's
know,
with
here in a
an
week or two.
elevated rate environment. So
Hmm.
I'm here. I'm going to put on my sales hat right now.
There it
Right.
is. Yeah.
I'll put on my sales hat and say, and I sent this message out to a bunch of quality, good, cool realtors in our market just the other day. I was like, your job right now as a realtor, for those of you who are realtors watching this right now, is to let people know who want to buy that like waiting isn't the game,
Right.
right? Getting yourself in the position to purchase is the game. And the reason
Hmm.
why is the stat that Matt just gave, right? Lincoln, Nebraska, it's the same here in Northern Virginia. It's the same in many communities nationwide, but you're seeing year over year gains even when everybody's bitching and moaning about inflation, which it's appropriate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
Right.
you shouldn't, right? But about the cost of this, the cost of that, eggs and eggs are guess that's supply and demand. It's nothing else. And bird flu,
Right.
like read more.
It just happened to be in the news a lot,
Sorry,
right? Yeah.
right.
No, I hear you.
Um,
Yeah.
but get ready. And then if you're selling, okay, don't get greedy about, oh, I'm going to chase another 6% this year because wherever you're going to go, whatever you're buying is going to cost more too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the best thing that anybody can do that's seeking to be active in real estate right now is to consult. And my gosh, we share this message. I think on every other show that we do, it's like talk to a realtor, right?
Hmm.
Talk to a mortgage loan officer. Talk to somebody who takes an advisory approach with you. Um, and wants to know what you want to do, is curious about you, not about like when are you going to sell, but like
Right.
curious about you as a person. Then you're going to be happy, they're going to be happy, you're going to have a great outcome.
Yeah.
Dismount soapbox now.
Excellent. 10.
Thank you.
1 and a 0.
Oh, stuck the landing.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
What are you doing for goal setting?
Um,
Or are you just, and when I
like we
say
talked
just,
about,
are you just carrying on from last year and just kind of modifying?
I spent I told you the other night, Rich and I always talk a little bit before the show, and I told him of my waking hours the other night where I thought about every possible thing
And
that
when I
could
say
happen
just, are you just
this
carrying
year
on
coming
from
up.
last year?
And I have a list. I keep my hot sheet of people I'm talking to about buying and selling houses, but I also have a list of people like that I want to network with, connect with, builders, architects, you know, you name it, developers, past clients that I need to keep in touch with. And, you know, and I told Rich, like I did a lot of getting ready to get ready and not a lot of executing for lately. And, you know, life gets in the way. I got new grandkids, make too many excuses, but, you know, you find, you know, my mom died a year ago, you know, things, you know, life happens. And I need to get where I just kind of execute in the plan that I've had in place for a little while, you know. And
So
then I'm
I
always
just,
constantly looking for, you know, new ways to connect with people, new ways I can market myself. I'm a big kind of big picture forward thinker type thing. My
yeah,
issue has always been having these brilliant ideas. I love to call them brilliant ideas, you know, but brilliant ideas and then putting that plan into place. That's why I kind of surround myself with people like Mariah, who
yeah,
helps me put things into motion that I have the idea that I want to accomplish, and then I need that operator that says, okay, we need to do step A, B, C, D to make it happen. That was my focus.
Yeah. If you're watching on Facebook right now, Facebook Live, and when we get this over to YouTube, I'll put it there too. But I just put into a link in the comments to a great video that was just went out a couple days ago from a guy named Tom Bilyeu. And if you don't know who Tom Bilyeu is, I strongly suggest give him a follow: Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, whatever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Founded Quest Nutrition among some other things, but he now has a company called Impact Theory, and he's talking about, hey, the clickbait title is, here's the one video you need for 2025,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
But the primary message is get the F out of your own way, right? And
yeah.
stop with the shiny object theory, you know, syndrome, and just do the stuff, whatever the stuff is, like whatever your
Right,
version of awesome is, like do that, and then
right,
pitch the distractions. It's simple, right? And the reason I'm bringing it up is like this is the time of year when we talk about this stuff, and then there's that great Apple Watch commercial right now. It's like in what the third Friday of the New Year's quitting day is when everybody quits their resolutions, right?
oh wow, right,
Um, so don't quit. Just get
right,
after it and fall in love with boring,
yeah. Get,
right?
that getting out of your own way, the like you mentioned the word getting distracted.
Yeah. Oh, I'm guilty as hell.
I was just gonna say, like, I am the best at that, like
You
I
excel
have
at
the
distraction.
plan and yeah, oh, I excel at distraction. Yeah, you know, squirrel. I mean, that is me, like, I think I better see, what games are tonight, I can't remember who's playing it late, and then I spend the
Right.
next 20 minutes on ESPN.com.
Well, you got to know how
I
good
gotta
the
check the
matchup
NBA and I
is.
gotta check standings in the NHL and see what my Flyers are doing, and I 20 minutes of my day is gone,
Yeah.
and I am the best at that. And so, yeah, you're right. Like, get done what you need to get done. When I accomplish best, like, and God bless Mariah, she tolerates me, but she's been emailing me in the morning reminders of what, of course, I already know. Like, here's 5 things you need to get done, or we need to talk to, or or we were lowering a price on this property or whatever. And gosh, I just like thank you. That is so helpful because when she tells me to do it, it's like different than when I write it down. It's like I don't want to disappoint her, right?
Yeah, you got accountability, right?
If I disappoint myself, I'll forgive myself and I'll get after it tomorrow. But like
Hmm.
if I have to, no, sorry, I didn't get stuff done that you asked me to. Like it's a different level of,
Well, you got guilt.
and it's not like I don't know. She's my managing broker, but it's not like she's my supervisor. I'm not an employee, right? I do my own,
Hmm.
but like that accountability partner for me is so huge because I don't want to disappoint her. I want to get the stuff done, and I do a better job with the list that she gives me than I do with my own that I make for myself. And I don't know why
Yeah.
that is. I really don't, but
Well,
I
I
need
think
to do better with mine.
you feel accountability to her, right? You feel a sense of responsibility, and there's value in that. I've got a coach right now. Shout out Kai McBride. What's up, Kai? And I know that if I'm not prepared for my weekly meeting, like he's gonna he's gonna give it to me. Not
Right?
and
Yeah.
like not in a mean way, but he'll just call me on my bullshit.
Sure. Right.
It's like, so what?
Yeah.
Now what? Now what are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah.
Right? So you're stuck. So
Yeah.
what did you do to get unstuck?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um all right, so I don't have a whole lot else. I mean, there's a lot of work going on right now. Um, little market minute on interest rates. We're kind of sideways. We're going to stay sideways for a while.
Yeah.
If you are in your home right now, in the mortgage space, probably the most important thing that anybody can do if they've owned a home for a year or more is evaluate where you are in your equity position, and then evaluate where your overall debt is. In
Right.
the past 7 weeks, I've had, um, I won't put a number on it, but a significant number of kind of panic calls from people of,
Mhm.
hey, I need to do a cash out refi, or something, because we've got you know whatever, this kid going off to college, or unexpected this or that or the other thing, and inflation's real, and people aren't great savers, and
Mhm.
there's no value assessment on that, but equity is where people can address and fence in some things. And I would say that a cash out refinance is probably not going to be the way to go about it, but maybe a second mortgage is going to be the way to go about it, right? Leave that
Right.
low interest rate if you've got one, leave that in place,
Right.
and then utilize. We've done a couple of pretty good strategic, um, life changing second mortgages for people in the past 6 weeks, which is cool because
Interesting.
you can
Yeah.
just see that's so back to my point earlier, right? Work with somebody who wants to be more who takes the approach of being more of a consultant
Right.
and more of an advisor than someone who's transactional.
Right.
So in the mortgage space right now, that's kind of the news, right? Rates
Yeah.
aren't, there's not a 5% rate coming like this quarter, probably.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
there is. Um,
Yeah. We got a new president coming, new administration
we
shortly.
do.
Yeah.
We do.
So I think a lot of people are wondering how that's going to affect us.
Yeah,
And if
we
some of
talked
these
a bit
things,
about that a
if we start with
couple weeks ago.
deportations, if we start with a bunch of tariffs, what's that all that going to do? How's that going to affect the economy overall? It's going to be interesting.
We definitely had a chat about that, last time.
Hmm.
And that is it's not a touchy topic. It's just a data topic,
Right.
right? When it comes to how the markets behave,
Hmm.
um, the way that people interact with each other based on who they do or don't support, that's the touchy topic. But like the
Right.
markets are just math. Like nobody gives a
Hmm.
shit, right? And math
Right.
doesn't math has zero feelings. Zero,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Right.
Um, so the administration, the incoming administration, um, the first Trump presidency and first Trump administration, it did have an inflationary effect on the market, and some of the policies being promoted have inflationary impacts tied to them. So we'll see. I mean,
Sure.
ultimately, the
Yep.
people will let the elected officials know what they think.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a history lesson on that, watch on Netflix Churchill at War.
Oh, okay.
Just recently released. It's a
Yeah.
four-part series about Winston Churchill. Not so much about economics, but about what, I think most people would say is one of the greatest statesmen over the course of millennia,
Right.
and how he was in and out of favor many times.
Right.
Um, Very, very interesting. So I'm a little bit of a history nerd too.
Is that Gary Oldman?
I don't know
Who's
if it
who's
was Gary.
Churchill?
It
Who's
might have been
Churchill?
Gary Oldman playing him.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
honestly.
think I know that I haven't watched it, but I think I know that what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah,
So
history's good.
guaranteed
We
not
can learn from
to
things that happened in the past.
yeah, guaranteed not to be a show that like enhances
Uh,
your relationship. Like, oh, we spent time together watching Churchill.
right.
That's a sitter downer for like one person.
Right, right. It's not a date night movie
Not so much.
to all you
Not so
couples out
much.
there.
Yeah.
You get all kinds of good advice on
Oh
like a
yeah.
show.
Yeah. Look, I'm here for everybody, right? That's an eye roller right there from your significant other. It's like you're gonna watch that.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm that
My
guy.
wife is a complete sucker for the rom-com. I'll have to tell her about like I heard Rich says this is a good one.
Well, there is a love story in there somewhere.
Oh, good. Yeah. 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 He's got to come home at night after a long, hard day of negotiating with the world leaders. Yeah.
Yeah. That was Brian Cox who played him in this one.
Oh, okay. From Succession, Brent Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah, is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you
No,
go.
good research. Our research team pulled that up while we
Crack
were
research
still.
team over here on screen too.
I love it,
Oh
buddy.
my gosh.
What do you got going in 2025? What's exciting coming up?
So what's exciting coming up? I'm about to kick off. I'm going into my seventh season of coaching high school lacrosse. I actually got taken a select group of returning varsity players up to Manheim, Pennsylvania tomorrow. We're
Okay.
playing in the Inside Lacrosse Indoor National Championship. So
Oh, wow,
invite
cool.
only, top 32 teams in the country.
Wow.
We kick off tomorrow against number one McDonough. Uh,
Yeah, welcome to the tournament. Where's
right.
McDonough
So
from?
McDonough is just outside of Baltimore. McDonough
Okay.
is there was a their still insanely good. Actually, I take it back. My good friend um, Mike Haight was number one last year from Good Counsel, but McDonough went on a 7-year run without losing a game.
Mm,
And
jeez.
it's a school that has probably placed more
Wow.
high level Division 1 women's lacrosse players than any program, I think, from anywhere else. Just
Yeah.
an unbelievable run. My friend Chris Robinson, who is now the head coach at Lake Highland Prep in Orlando, Chris was at the head of the game at that point in time. But anyway, so got lacrosse season coming up. It'll be an interesting weekend.
Hmm.
But outside of that,
Is this
I'm
kicking
real.
off the year? This
Not
tournament?
really. We're off
Okay, I was gonna
season, so
say,
we'll
yeah,
start. But we start
February, right? You
tryouts
start February?
February
Yeah.
20th.
Yeah, I
We're
figured,
6 weeks out, man.
that's exciting.
And in 2 months, on March 6th, we're heading down to Florida to open the season against Lake Highland, HB
Wow.
Plant, and then IMG Academy. So back to back to back, right into the mouth of the crocodile.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where is
So
Mannheim, Pennsylvania? I should know
Manheim,
that spot.
Pennsylvania, is just
Part of the state you're going to.
northwest of Lancaster. So kind of the central eastern, east
Okay.
central PA. Hour and change, hour and a half, maybe two from Philly.
Okay. I
Two
should
hours
know.
north of
Yeah.
us. Yeah. Um,
Very cool. Hop on the
Amish
bus,
country.
on the big van bus. What are we doing?
Parent drive.
Parent
So
drive. Okay. Everybody
no,
get there
no
safely.
responsibility for me.
Nah, that's exciting, man. That's cool. Good
Got
luck
that.
in that
And
tourney.
thank you. And then business, we just want to grow this year. So
Good.
added a teammate last year. We
Yeah.
might add in two or three more, expand our footprint, and try to help a bunch of people do good things
Yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
That's
So
good. Yeah, me too. We've got uh we've got Jennifer turns 50 this year. So that's big when we got a trip in November over Thanksgiving for her birthday and three grandkids. By the time we take that trip, all three grandkids will probably be walking. And right now we have two babies. We have a 5-month-old and gosh, how old? Not even a month. 3 week
keep you on
old
your toes,
grandkid
man. Keep
around
you
here.
on your
So
toes.
it's been Christmas and New Year's was all grandkids all the time. It's been wonderful, just absolutely
Nice.
wonderful. Yeah, with the family growing like crazy. Everybody's happy and healthy. It's been very fortunate. So,
Cool.
yep. And yeah, try to add a team member or two, maybe. We'll see. Very selective over here, and not a lot of agents want to come give away part of their income to give back to the community.
Funny how that
So we're kind
works.
of a special fit for the really philanthropic thinking type.
Yeah.
But I talk to some all the time and see what they because there's others out there for other firms that are doing cool things too. It's like, hey, we got a spot for you, someone who has the same philosophy about life and giving back that we do. We'd love to talk to you. So
Very cool.
yeah, what else is going on? That's really it. That's really it, buddy. Really excited for 2025. Working on an exciting guest to help us kick off the year. But I'll try for our next show. This particular guest won't name any names. It's a past guest. It would be a second time appearance, but couldn't make it. Going through some stuff. Really busy and just couldn't make it today. So hopefully maybe next show or next, 2 shows we can get him on.
I
So
believe that would be our first. Is that our first boomerang? Our first two timer?
it could be. Oh my gosh. We'll have to start keeping track like Saturday Night Live or something.
Oh.
First two
Yeah,
timer. That'd be great.
we get to 5 times. Somebody's getting a velvet jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Um,
got to figure out where to get it because you can't go to Party City anymore.
right,
So,
right. No, can't wait, buddy.
yeah,
No, it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to the show. We're gonna have your usual life and motivation and market updates from Rich and I on what's going on in mortgages and real estate. And of course, that's ever changing still. So
yeah,
looking forward to as that develops.
yeah. There's gonna be
Appreciate all of you
lot of
who
big
tune in
things.
and
Yeah, for
watch the
sure.
like a show with us very much.
All right, so let's take it out and appreciate
See you in a
everybody.
couple weeks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. I like the outro, like a song, like a show. I mean,
All right, we're done.
that's great.
Um, let's see. Let me make sure that
I
the
love that band,
here and
still
just kind of
do.
modify.
But the one thing I miss about that band, I told you the other night, Rich and I was talking a little bit before Larry's drums got a lot quieter.
Yeah.
Those early recordings, just oh my God, just love the
Everybody
drums in
was at,
that song are so
yeah,
amazing.
everybody was out front early on. Like the
Hmm.
mix was just full,
Yeah,
right?
Steve, my buddy Steve Lillywhite. Yeah,
Yeah. And I think it's probably because it's like we don't have a whole lot of money to produce this thing. We're working off a Fostex 4-track,
yeah,
direct to cassette tape,
yeah.
and boom, go.
And with that band, none of them are. I watched a thing a while back with Black Flag, does speaking tours. What's his name?
Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins making fun of you two. It's like, no, the bass player can't play, the
I'm
drummer can't
modifying.
play, guitar player's not very good. And
Yeah,
but I tell you what, those, a lot of their records sound really cool.
they do. And,
Even though it hit, they were not, nobody's Rush or anything. You know what I mean? There's only one of those, but um, they did some things to kind of hide the fact that they weren't the greatest players, especially when they first started.
well, and they never acted like they were,
Right. Yeah.
right? It was like, this is what I can do. I think the most accomplished player out of all of them early on was Larry,
Yeah. Right.
right? Like he had the most actual proficiency at
Hmm.
his instrument. Um, just
Yeah.
my
The
two
Edge was,
cents.
was using echo machines, and Adam, I think the Edge was teaching him bass lines.
Right.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a
Here's how
G,
you play this. Yeah.
count to
Yeah.
four.
Yeah.
Like you just
Right.
got to get to four and then start at one again.
Yeah.
Put down the
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah. Which he eventually did. He eventually did.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, he did. But
Yeah.
he did like to partake
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So almost cost him.
Yeah.
Can you
Have you seen the
imagine being
documentary
the,
where they talk about, I think Bono talks about it in his book. Like they have
yeah,
a show and sitting there in Sydney and Adam just doesn't show up
yeah.
because he's so fucked up from 24 hours going hard in Sydney.
That's when
Oh
he
my
was in his Scott
gosh.
Frost era.
Right.
Couldn't make it to the Riola's house. Sorry.
But last night was fun.
Giddy up, y'all. I
Oh,
love Phoenix.
I love it, buddy. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up and then
Yeah.
get
Get to
down
it.
there for my next meeting. And hopefully we had a good quarter.
Yeah. I'm sure you
I
do.
appreciate you doing this, buddy. I love it. I love it. It's a super fun time. Let's exchange some texts about when the
Yeah.
next show will be, and I'll see if I can get AD.
Okay. Well, let's just try to get back to that Wednesday if
He's
we
got some
can.
really bad sciatica right now. He's like, it's been taking me out, and
Yeah.
I can't do it this week. And I was like, well, okay. Or because he took about a week to get back to me, and I was like, hey, dude, like Rich
Mm.
and I are kind of wondering if you can join us. And I sent you a message about a week, or I left you a voicemail about a week ago, and he gave me a big apology. It's like, I'm so sorry, dude. I've been out of it with bad back issues right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's feeling better and maybe we can get him on for the next one. He's a fun, like
Yeah.
how to set your
Yeah.
goals, how to get after your goals for the year. It'd be great. I'd like to, maybe if we could get him in January,
Hmm.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
as much in March to set your yearly goals,
He would definitely be one to be like, get the fuck out of your own way
right. Yeah. Yeah.
with some
Okay,
cred.
buddy.
All right,
I
man.
love you.
Peace. Love you
Yeah.
too.
Peace out, bud. See ya.
Bye.